Hello and welcome to the Buzzerbeater Show, episode 74. My name is David Jones, and today we're going to talk about the Warriors and my new top list of NBA players. We have 11 players on this list, not 10, 11, a little spicing it up. So the Warriors are making big boy moves right now. Big boy moves. Getting Iguodala back and having Clay hopefully back in some time, because the Warriors got the veterans. They have the young bloods. They have it all. The only thing they don't have is consistent shoot. I mean, Curry is consistent shooting, but he's only one man. You know what I mean? And that could become a problem if you're playing somebody like the Nets in a big game where you have to have a certain type of scoring to keep up with the Nets, because it starts out slow with the Nets, but if they go with their it's like a domino effect. If something goes wrong in your defense or in your offense, it can be a turnover and a fast break to the basket that nobody can stop. Nobody. It's like a lavine of snow that falls downhill, and you simply just can't stop it, And that's the only thing. If they want to do a deep postseason run. And Curry has proven that he's the man definitely in Golden State, and that he can lead his team by himself. Just the thing is, he needs more scoring. In today's league, especially if you want to win, you need more scoring. And it could be the return of Clay and of the Splash Brothers, Clay and Stephen Curry. So if Clay gets back soon, like a mid-season, like around January, February, maybe even like December, maybe even November. I don't know. That could be the win to do it. So, gonna start with my top list at the bottom. So, for number 11, we have Kevin Durant. He's one of the greatest shot creators of all time. And some people are right, like, now, what the fuck are you doing? Putting Kevin Durant at number 11. He completely destroyed OKC. His legacy is for nothing. He's destroyed. Bro, like, from his style of play, Durant is the perfect player. He's fast, tall, strong, relatively strong. And his shot, how do you want to block his shot? He goes so up, nobody can get him. He moves so smooth, nobody is even able to get the ball away from him. He's so fast, and he gets shots off that are really good and strong and efficient. How do you want to stop that? I just am having that low because I even would say he's underachieved, bruh. He's not the same Kevin Durant, but he is still, in my opinion, he could have won at least 5 or 6. I mean, it could still happen, but just from right now to standpoint, I just think he's still underachieved. He has 1 MVP, 2 championships. For me, he could win 3 MVPs and 5 or 6 championships. I still don't really like his move when he went to Golden State. I agree on that, but just of the mechanics that he has. Oh my fucking god, bro. How good is that shit? How do you want to stop that? Like, no. Like, Houseway. So, at number 10, we have Wilt Chamberlain. You're like, wait, Wilt is number 10? What are you doing? First off, let me explain. Wilt has the 100-point game. It's good. It wasn't televised, but there are at least enough resources or sources that say that he reached this goal. Number 3. Number 2. He averaged around 50 points per game at one point. He averaged 50 points per game. That is absolutely insane. And now we come to the reasons why he is number 10 and not number I don't know what. First off, his ego was a massive problem. A huge problem. The only time he won against Bill Russell and the Celtics was when he played with the 76ers, the San Francisco 76ers. And then he won another championship against the Knicks in 1972, it was? Yeah, right. 1972. Or was it the Knicks? I don't know. But for sure, that's the only 2 times he have won the championship. And I just told you these numbers, and you would think like, oh my god, he can, he also averaged like, I don't know, like 15 rebounds per game and like 25 assists or something. You were like, oh my god, this guy, he should at least win like 10 or 11 championships. But he did not. He won 2. It's still impressive to win 2 championships, but still like, his ego, because he didn't want to back down, he wanted to be the man. He wanted to average his points, but he would rather average his points than to win. I would say, in my opinion. That's why he lost so many times against Bill Russell and the Celtics. That's why Bill Russell is way higher on this list than Wilt Chamberlain. Although you're like, oh my god, he averaged crazier numbers. That's not the thing, bro. Bill Russell was a winner. He was a real winner that would have done everything to win. Not the same way with Wilt Chamberlain. No. You could check out the Book of Basketball by Bill Simmons. He goes deeper into this, but Wilt Chamberlain is for me number 10 and not number 4 or 5 or wherever you want to place him. He's not even he's in my top 10, but he's not, no. So, at number 9, we have Tim Duncan. He has won multiple championships. He's a classified Hall of Famer. And he's so low, although he was one of the most talented players, is because his play style wasn't that flashy. Like, you think like, what? That's the reason why you don't have him, blah, blah. No. Hear me out. The reason why he's not higher on this list is because, first off, because he wasn't that flashy, I don't really have that much memory of him, like, although I didn't really watch the Spurs and stuff, but I don't really have, like, crazy memories. Like, for example, if you think of Giannis Antetokounmpo, what do you think of? Crazy Dugs, of course. Euro steps. Being so fast, nobody can chase him, although he's so big. Tim Duncan was an efficient scorer. He had an efficient play, but it just all looked so mechanic and stuff. And the other reason why is because he was a soldier for Greg Popovich. You're like, isn't that a good thing and stuff? But hear me out. He was a soldier for Greg Popovich. But for some reason, I think he couldn't stand up for himself. Like, you remember 2013, where Miami won, and Tim Duncan wasn't on the floor? And then Chris Bosh got the rebound and passed it out to Ray Allen. He could have won 6 championships instead of 5 if he had been still in the game. Bro. Like, what the fuck? I was like, what the... Bro, what? And then Ray Allen hit one of the craziest shots ever because Tim Duncan was not in the game. That is so weird to me. And you're like, oh, that's the only 2 reasons. But think about it. He could have, if, for like, so you see somebody like Kawhi, right? And you're like, oh my god, he's the drama queen, he's and stuff. But the thing Kawhi did, what Tim Duncan could never do, is walk away from Greg Popovich. Greg Popovich is a good coach if you listen to him, whatever he says, and you do everything he says. If you disagree once, you're out the window, bro. That's what happened with Kawhi with the Spurs. Kawhi was like, I want to be the future. I want to be that and that. But there was just some things he didn't agree with Greg Popovich, and then he was out of there. And Tim Duncan, he always agreed. And that's just what I think is so sad. I think he had a good time with the Spurs, and I think he didn't mind it. But I was like, come on, man, bro. Greg Popovich? Nah, it was just weird. That's all. Number 8. Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal is one of the greatest centers and probably most dominant centers, with winning 4 rings. And you're like, oh my god, why is he number 8? Yet again, it's an ego. It's an ego. Tim Duncan, by the way, is the complete opposite. This is an ego. It was a massive problem for his career, for example, when he played with the Lakers. Although I don't think they would have won in 2005, in the 2006 season, but it would have been unstoppable if Shaq would have stayed the same, which it's just a lot of people are like, no, they would have not won another championship because because Shaq slowed down and Shaq and the chemistry would have blown up anyway or whatever. But I don't know. It was just sad how it ended, because these were 2 talented players, young players, that had a dynasty, 3 rings, and that's what simply happened. Nothing after that. They would have been unstoppable against the 2008 Celtics. If Shaq would have played like he played with Phoenix, like not the same Shaq but still sort of dominant, he would have been unstoppable. And he would have kept shape of his body, unstoppable. 2007 Spurs. I think not directly they would have won another championship. They would have had some more patience. But I believe at some point they would have. And that's what made this team great. It was patience. Do you know when Shaq went to Los Angeles? 1996. You know when they won their first championship together? 2001. 2001. They went to 2001, 2002, 2003. They lost 2004. Right? Wait, 2002. No, they won 2002, I think. Yeah. Right. What's crazy, bro? So, number 7. Larry Legendary Bird. Like, why is Larry Bird number 7? So let me explain. He's behind Magic, for example, because Magic was the more successful one in this era. When the Los Angeles Lakers won in 1987 the championship where Magic hit the skyhook over Larry and Larry couldn't sink the shot, that was basically it. Nothing, no championship came after that for the Celtics. Nothing. And I just think it's kind of sad that it had to end like that. After that, Bird got back problems and stuff. And I'm not saying he's underachieved personally because he won multiple MVPs. But what is a problem in his legacy is that he has lost his era of basketball to Magic. And that will be a stain for the rest of his legacy. Because Larry Bird is a very confident and strong player. I think even more confident and more straightforward than Magic. But he still couldn't put it off because Magic had a better team. Mostly. And Magic got to in a situation where I'll talk about that in like 2 minutes, but I just think Larry Bird would have. I'm not saying he has disappointed. It could have been different, and that's why I have him at number 7. Why is Magic number 6? Magic Johnson or Irving Johnson. Why is Magic lower on this list than last time I made this? Because I rethought it and was like, let me think this straight. If Magic hadn't been drafted to the Lakers in 1979, and when he won the 1980 finals, do you think the same thing would have happened when he joined like team like the Hawks? Or a team like the Suns in the 80s? No. Fuck no. And I know his game developed and stuff, but I think this aspect that he won the championship in his rookie season is overhyped. It's overhyped. Bro, it is. Stop playing, bro. It is. And it's just not the his career developed. He got better and better. He got a more he's one of the greatest point guards of all time. Just I don't think it matches the same greatness as, for example, Bill Russell or Kobe or LeBron or Jordan. And his character was sometimes not... I know he could switch his character, but not all the time. And yeah, that's why I have him at number 6. It's just... last time I should have been more... should have looked more into the facts and more into the what these players have actually accomplished. And it is impressive, of course. It's way more impressive than I have ever done in my life. But it's just I just think if he had been drafted to a different team, to a different situation, his career would have not been the same. And he can be extremely lucky for that. That's all I'm saying. Bill Russell. He has revolutionized the defensive game in the NBA. Back then, where it was fast-paced, not super enough scoring, but like... yeah. What the thing is, why Bill Russell is for me more impressive than Wilt Chamberlain is his work ethic and that he could beat him every time. Every time. He won so many hits. How many times did Wilt Chamberlain dunk on Bill Russell? A lot of times. But the only thing that Wilt Chamberlain didn't have over Bill Russell was his work ethic and his mindset. And it was just in an era where the game wasn't that well rounded, and Wilt came for the perfect time, but still underachieved. If he hadn't had his massive ego problems, he would have won so many championships, even over Bill Russell. I believe that. But he tried to do the one-man show, and he lost to one of the greatest dynasties of all time. And if somebody's like, oh yeah, Bill Russell had so much help. So, but he still was the anchor of the team, and he was the reason why they won the championships. And he brought his strong mindset to the game. And that's why the 11 rings. 11 rings! I don't know what to say else to this, bro. Yeah, that's all there is to it. Kobe at number 4. Kobe had a killer in him that I haven't seen in Magic, in Wilt, maybe a little in Bird, but just Bird his career just wasn't as achieving as Kobe's. But the killer in Kobe was so extremely good, and he wanted to be the next Michael Jordan, and he didn't fall down the pressure. Nothing happened. He was still Kobe. He was still doing his thing. That's pure greatness right there, bro. Rest in peace to the Mamba. He did it. After he retired, he made everybody happy. Everybody was fine with him. He had a lot of hate during his career, but he pulled through, and won 2 more championships without Shaq. And he proved to everybody that he deserves to be on this list. He deserves to be a Hall of Famer. Everything. And although he's not with us anymore, he will always be in our memories and our hearts. That's the only thing that counts. The only thing. And if his legacy will be never forgotten. And he is number 4 for a fucking reason. You can tell me that. I can tell you that. Number 3, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He invented the skyhook. Has won 6 championships and revolutionized the game. That's the only thing. Kareem is number 3 because he's Kareem. And I read his book, and he wasn't even that good in high school at the beginning. No, it was middle school at the beginning. But guess what? He had the perfect work ethic for the time. He won championships with one of the greatest teams of all time. He won championships with Oscar Robertson. He won championships with Magic. And he has won 6 championships. He never backed down. And he had a game that lasted forever. He retired when he was like 37, 38, which for the time was extremely long. Extremely long. So give this man his credit where credit is due, because he deserves it. Number 2, LeBron James. You're like, why is LeBron James? Okay, LeBron James is going to be a tough one. So, first off, LeBron James is number 2 over Kareem because LeBron James was playing for a bad organization in Cleveland. He went to Miami, won their 2 championships against tough teams. The Mavs, the Spurs, OKC with Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, and James Harden on the same fucking team? Bro, how is that not impressive? He won against those guys. He won once against Spurs. He didn't win against the Mavs. Then he went back to Cleveland, won their championship for his hometown that he promised. Then he went to the Lakers, won a championship there on 3 different teams. Nobody has ever done that before. Never. And that shit is fucking impressive. That LeBron gets to a situation and he knows exactly what to do. And at the beginning, Kareem couldn't do that. As soon as Magic came, he was fine with it. But before that, he couldn't do that. That's why LeBron is number 2 and not number 3. And that's why Kareem is number 3 and he's number 2. It's the only reason why, bro. So, number 1. You already know who it is. Michael Jordan. And Jordan is number 1 as long as LeBron doesn't win another championship at least, and maybe another MVP. Jordan is still the GOAT, and if you played him, you should have been scared for your life. And LeBron has the same thing with his knowledge, but Jordan had the commitment. He just had the mentality to it. And I think both of the aspects of why you should be scared of them is pretty damn close. But Jordan is still the GOAT because LeBron still at least needs to win 1 more championship, at least 1 more MVP, no, at least 2 more championships maybe even, which we're going to see maybe this season with getting Russell Westbrook and stuff. But bro, we need it. He needs it to be the GOAT in my opinion. That's all there is to it, bro. If he wins 2 more championships and 1 more MVP, that's it. LeBron is the GOAT. If that happens. but not for now. So, if you like this podcast, leave a like and turn on notifications and subscribe, of course, to the channel. And I'll see you all next time. Peace!